Shri Krishna is teaching us how we should be doing sadhana. First of all, he is in the groves, in nature, and he is alone. We don't hear about his friends, the cowherd boys, the gopis. He's all by himself. And this is how we should do Karm Sanyaas Sadhana, all by oneself. No one else should be around. So you have privacy. Also, so that you may sing the songs, the bhajans, that are of your liking. If there are two people doing sadhana together, one wants to sing from Danya Madhuri, the other wants to sing from Shri Krishna Bal Leela Madhuri at that time, because both of them are feeling differently, then it would be a problem. So, sadhana, Karm Sanyaas Sadhana, is to be done by oneself. Shri Krishna is teaching us this. And then, he is using the flute, he is playing the flute. In other words, he's telling us, use a musical instrument. The organ, the harmonium, the dholak, tabla, whatever. It's good to use that. If you know how to play, then go ahead and use those musical instruments in your devotional practice. If you don't, just use your hands. Clap, that's all. That's all you need to do. If you don't know how to play dholak, or you don't have one, you don't know how to play the harmonium, that's okay. Just use your voice. In our satsang, in the satsang of Jagat Guru Uttam Shri Kripaluji Maharaj, the voice is the main instrument. So use some musical instrument if you possibly can. Why? Because it helps the mind. The more help we can give to the mind, the easier it will be for the mind to do Rup Dhyan. And Shri Krishna is meditating on Radharani. His eyes are closed as he plays the flute, and with the notes of his flute, he is singing the glories of Radharani. We must also keep our eyes closed. Why? Because Parancha Khani Vyatrinat Swayambhu. Swayambhu Brahma has made our sense organs face the external world. So when we see the external world, the mind becomes attracted to it. And the external world, your external world means your family members. If you have your eyes closed, you won't see anyone or anything. Let's say that you are practicing devotion, you're doing Karm Sanyaas Sadhana, and someone, family member, just comes into the room. You will not be able to see that person because you have your eyes closed. Whatever is going on at home, you will not see it. If you do see someone, then you will be distracted. If you do see something, you will be distracted. So first of all, you need privacy, so you won't see anyone. But even if someone comes in, you have your eyes closed, so you cannot see. Now, one question is, Shri Krishna is worshipping Radharani? Yes. The name Radha has two meanings, Radhai Varadhyate Maya. And Radhyate Yaya Sa Radha. One meaning is the one who is worshipped by Krishna. Her name is Radha. Radhai Varadhyate Maya. The other meaning is the one who worships Krishna. Radhyate Yaya Sa Radha. So Shri Krishna worships Radha. Shri Radharani worships Krishna. Do sevak, do sevya paraspar. Shri Maharaj Ji has said in a kirtan, do sevak, do sevya paraspar. Both are each other's savior. They both worship one another. They both serve one another. And they're both served by one another. Radharani serves Krishna. Krishna serves Radha. They're both servants of one another. And they're both served by one another. Because they are one and the same. So here Shri Krishna is worshipping Radharani. He is doing Rup Dhyan. And that is what we need to do. We know how to sing bhajans and kirtans. We know we must do that. if we can't sing, we know that we take the help of bhajans and kirtans sung by someone else. We use our gadgets, our electronic gadgets, and we play bhajans and kirtans. We know that much. But sometimes we forget that bhajans and kirtans are not the devotion. They are the means to devotion, devotional practice. The mind has to do Roop Dhyan. Roop Dhyan binu bhajan kirtan janu varsha dhuni dadur, says Sri Maharaj Ji. Bhajan and kirtan, even though they're being sung in a very sweet voice, very beautiful voice, yet to God they sound like croaking sounds of frogs. And very, very ugly sound. It's not a pleasant sound. I don't think anyone has ever said, I wish I could hear frogs croaking. Oh, no, frogs are croaking. Let's get away from here. There's a pond and frogs are croaking. What are they croaking about? Only they know. But let's get out of here. It's not a pleasant sound. With all due respect to frogs, but they don't have a good voice. So to Bhagavan, to the Supreme Lord, even if we are chanting in a beautiful voice, without Roop Dhyan, that sound is nothing but croaking of frogs. So Roop Dhyan is the very life of devotional practice. Without Roop Dhyan, our devotion is Anasanga Bhakti. It's not really Bhakti. Gauranga Mahaprabhu calls it Anasanga Bhakti. With Roop Dhyan, it is Sasanga Bhakti. It is true devotion only when Roop Dhyan is being practiced. Shri Krishna is singing the glories of Radharani. He's chanting her names. He is singing about her glories. How merciful Radharani is. How dayalu, how kripalu Radharani is. And we must do the same. We should do the same. He's teaching us. Our Lord is teaching us how to do Roop Dhyan, how to practice devotion. So when we are practicing devotion, when we are sitting down to do Karm Sanyaas Sadhana, we should take the help of kirtans and bhajans, of Prem Ras Madira, and other such lyrical scriptures by Jagat Guru Uttam Shri Kripaluji Maharaj. I suggest that everyone become familiar with Prem Ras Madira. So when it is said, Shri Krishna Madhuri number 8, you know where to go. There are 21 Madhuris, 21 sections of Prem Ras Madira. By now, all of you should be familiar with Prem Ras Madira. All of you should have a copy. All of you should know the treasures that are in this wonderful scripture. Maharaji named it Prem Ras Madira. It intoxicates. It has a power to intoxicate. It has a power to drown anyone in the nectar of Radha and Krishna's love. It is a treasure house. So, use bhajans and kirtans and sing the glories of Radharani. Sing the glories of Shri Krishna. Sing the glories of your Guru. That singing is very important. Don't think, oh, I'll just stay quiet. I'm not a singer. It's all right. Just as without Roop Dhyan, a most beautiful voice sounds like the croaking of frogs. Now, inversely, a very ordinary voice, even if I say, oh, well, I have a terrible voice, it's all right. Because if you sing with Roop Dhyan, if we are singing with Roop Dhyan, our very ordinary voice, I don't like my voice, all right, even that very bad voice, it seems like it's filled with nectar to Shyamsundar. Because Roop Dhyan is included. So do not go after the quality of the voice, go after Roop Dhyan. And sing, no matter, doesn't matter that you're not accustomed to it. But the whole point in following the Guru is to obey his instructions. Sri Maharaj Ji has said time and time again, he has said millions of times, sing, uncha bolo, sing loudly. Why? Some people say, is God hard of hearing that I should just be singing so loudly? God, he hears the footsteps of a little ant. He does not need us to chant loudly. But we need, for our own sake, we need to sing loudly. Why? Again, because our mind is helped. It helps the mind if we sing loudly. For that reason, we should do so. Shri Krishna, Thakurji is, when he does Roop Dhyan of Radharani, we read that he is very anxious to have the darshan of Radharani. That vyakulta must be within us to see Radha and Krishna. We are trying to increase, we should be trying to increase the desire for darshan. We want his darshan. We want the darshan of Radha and Krishna. And to have that darshan, we must be putting in the work. We must be willing to do Roop Dhyan. We must be willing to do Karm Sanyaas Sadhana and Karma Yoga Sadhana. Oftentimes we want something. We say, I want this badly. But then the question arises, what are you doing to get there? Well, nothing much. It's my wishful thinking that I should have the darshan of Radha and Krishna. But wishful thinking is not going to give us the darshan of Radha and Krishna, but putting in the practice, practicing, doing sadhana, that will take us there. So there must be a vyakulta, parama vyakulta, there must be an extreme restlessness. Saints and scriptures have said, become as anxious for Radha and Krishna's darshan as a fish is desperate for water when it is taken out of water. Have you seen a fish flopping and floundering on the sand, on the seashore, on lake shore? If the tide is high and then it has thrown some fish on the beach and now there's no more water there and the fish is flopping around, restless for water, it cannot live without water. We are not restless. We are trying to become, we should be trying to become restless. Every satsang we attend, every time we do sadhana, the aim should be, I want to increase my devotion. There is so much room for improvement. I want to increase that desire, that extreme restlessness. I don't have it, but I am going to try to get there. So the effort pleases God and Guru. I have said this again and again in these 30 lectures that just finished, that effort makes God and Guru so happy. Our genuine effort and obeying the instructions without using our own intellect. Oh, I don't think I can do this. I don't think this is necessary for me. Just obeying the instructions and how to do devotion. Then we find ourselves getting further along on our path. So that restlessness does not come in a day. It comes over time with regular practice. Shri Krishna is so anxious to have the darshan of Radharani. We should be anxious to have their darshan as well. We should speak with Radha and Krishna. Yugal Sarkar, I am seeing you as murtis. When I see you, I look at you as murtis made of stone. But I know you're there. Some people say, why do you people do idol worship? It's not idol worship. The murtis are reminders of God, powerful reminders. It's so intelligent to use a reminder of God. You have pictures of your family members, photos, images. They may be pictures that you hang, frame them, and then you hang them on the walls. Or they may be pictures on your phone, pictures on your laptop, your computer. You have images that remind you of your family members, loved ones. If someone throws those pictures away, let's say they're physical pictures, and they throw them away, how do you feel? You feel terrible. But they're not your family members. That's not your mother. That's a photo of your mother. That's all. Why don't you just rip it up? No. Because that's a powerful reminder of your mother. To you, that's a powerful reminder. And it hurts you. If someone were to throw that away, rip it up, you can never do it. Or if you lose all the photos that you have of your family, how badly you feel. You don't have them saved, and you lose all of them. You feel badly. They're not you didn't lose your family members, but oh, I lost all the photos. Because they remind you of your loved ones. Murtis remind us of Radha and Krishna. They're not Radha and Krishna, but we also know that God is omnipresent. Prabhu Vyapak Sarvatra Samana Prem te prakat ho hi bhagavana. Ramcharitmanas says, God is present equally everywhere. He's everywhere equally. It's not that he's more in the mandir and less at home, and even at home he is only in the puja room, or he's mostly in the puja room and less in the living room, even less in the dining room, and not at all present in the bedroom, and absolutely never, ever, ever in the bathroom. He's present everywhere, equally present. So, that omnipresent God is also in the murtis, right? So when we worship, when we keep the idols, the murtis in front of us, it's not that we're worshiping murtis. We're not idol worshippers. We worship God through the idols. They are reminders. They are powerful reminders to us that Bhagwan is there. And those murtis are beautiful. So we are attracted towards God. We are attracted towards God. But when are you going to give me darshan? When are you going to come out of the murti? When we want something in the world and we ask a worldly person, a family member or friend, then there's a desperation in our voice. When a child asks for money because she wants to buy something, there's a desperation in the voice. Oh, please, Mom. I heard a child say yesterday, I want a skateboard. Let's go to Walmart. Let's go to Walmart. Let's go to Walmart. Again and again. I want to go to Walmart. And then there's crying, and then there's a temper tantrum. There's everything. When a child wants something, there's a desperation in his voice. We are children of Radha and Krishna. We're children of God. There should be a desperation in our voice. I want darshan. I want darshan. I need darshan. I have to see you. We should just go after them and keep on asking, I want darshan, I want darshan. Roop dhyan, that chintan must be there, chintan. Not just once. Oh yes, I was sitting in the prayer hall, I was sitting in the mandir, in Yugal Kunj, and I was just saying to God, I want your darshan. But after that, when I left, I forgot all about that. Throughout the day, many times a day, I need darshan, I want darshan. And Radha Krishna will say, Piche lag gaya ye to. My goodness, this one is after us. I guess we'll have to go. We will have to go. Roop dhyan is very powerful. It's a very powerful concept. It's so simple, and it's as powerful as it is simple. Because God is very simple. Godly concepts are extremely simple. There's nothing complicated. When we don't understand them, that doesn't mean they're complicated. They're complicated concepts. It means that our intellect is not advanced enough to understand them. We're not understanding them by ourselves, but they are very simple. Why else is it that the concepts we were not able to understand earlier, now we are understanding them very clearly? How? Because Jagadguru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj Ji has explained them in a very easy way. Now we understand them. But earlier we could not understand. We must never forget that. Earlier you were not able to understand. Now you do understand. I have had people say to me, Didi ji, I have another guru, but I have never heard about Roop Dhyan. And I say to you, thank you so much for bringing this to me. And I mentally say, do pranam to Shri Maharaj Ji, this one is exclusively devoted to his guru, but he has never heard about Roop Dhyan. So he is adoring you because you have taught him about Roop Dhyan. And this has happened to me many a time. So Shri Maharaj Ji, Pancham Mool Jagadguru, explained these concepts. And now we taking them for granted. Oh, I know that. I know that. Now we say, I know that. But how do you know that? Who told you that? Who explained it to you? We must always be grateful to the one who taught this to us. Eternally grateful. Because remember, Manuji Maharaj says, Ekamevaksharam yastu guru shishyam prabodhayet prithivyam nasti tadravyam yaddatva chanino bhavet. If the guru has given you one word of spiritual knowledge, you become indebted to him for eternity. No matter what you give him the wealth of unlimited, uncountable universes, but still you will be indebted to him because all you have given him is material goods, and what he has given you is divine knowledge. Material goods cannot pay for spiritual knowledge. This is why there can never be any money charged for spiritual lectures, because no amount of money is going to be sufficient to pay for them. This is why the Guru gives knowledge. There's no payment for it. It's given free of charge. Why? It's priceless. That is why. There's no price that one can pay for that. It's all given free of charge. The only charge is that we listen carefully for our own sake, and we follow it. After listening carefully, we must go over it in the mind and then follow it. There's no charge. Sri Maharaj would go to different cities. There was a time when he was giving lectures in so many different cities when he became Jagat Guru. And for many years, Sri Maharaj went all over India touring. He went to all the places and he gave lectures. And he would say, at the end of the lecture series, he would say, I have come here to your city, to your town, and I have served you for so many days. Now you must give me dakshina. Dakshina that I want is that you promise me that you will do sadhana. You will do sadhana, at least 1 hour a day, you'll do sadhana. Then he would cleverly say to them, now put up your hand if you're not going to give me this dakshina. Now let's say 100,000 people are there. That many people were present for Sri Maharaj's lectures. 100,000 people are there and they're all putting up their hand, because who will not put up their hand? That is the dakshina that the Guru wants. For the sake of, for our own sake. Not for his sake, but for the sake of others. That you have listened to these lectures, now think about them, go over them in your mind, listen to them again and again, and then revise them in your mind, and then follow them. Follow the philosophy. So, there should be an extreme restlessness within, because unless we are restless, Radha and Krishna will not give darshan. Because until we become completely restless without them, when the whole world seems pale, Shunya yitam jagat sarvam, Govinda virahena me, Gauranga Mahaprabhu says. Until then, we're not really serious. What we're saying then is, it would be nice to have your darshan, but I'm okay with the world too, because I have a lot of things to do that interest me in the world. So Radha Krishna says, okay, we'll wait until you're really wanting to see us. Imagine a beggar, and the beggar is saying, I'm very hungry, if you don't feed me, I'll die. There's nothing in his voice that will tell you that he's hungry, he's starving. Oh, he's a bad actor. But if he says, please give me food, I'll die, and there is that desperation in his eyes, in his words, then you say, oh my goodness, he's really going to die without eating, he's starving. Give him food, give him food. So if we say to him, darshan dena nanda dulare, and Shri Krishna says, these are just words. There's no feeling, no feeling. You know, in our satsang, Sri Maharaj Ji has given the seva of singing to some people. And the main thing that he looked at was not the quality of voice. But he looked at, I believe, what he looked at was the emotions in the voice. He never praised the voice. He would say the emotions are praiseworthy. If you could make someone shed tears, you are the main singer and you're making others shed tears, that was good. That was good in his eyes. That is what he wanted. Because there are many singers that Maharaji preferred their voices. And technically speaking, their voice is not so good. People would say, that's not a good voice. But when they sing the bhajans and kirtans, they will make you cry. So they are the ones who were chosen by Sri Maharaji. Not all of them, of course, but I mean, I've noticed over the years that Sri Maharaji would ask them to sing, not because of the quality of the voice, but because of the emotions. So, what kind of emotions do we have? Do we have that desperation within? It will come out in the voice too. It does come out. Even people in the world, we are not omniscient, but we can tell when someone is desperate and when someone is just acting and it's acting badly. So we can tell. God can certainly tell. Radha and Krishna can certainly tell. So tears must be present. When we do sadhana, tears must be present. Somehow people think it's just wrong to cry. If one person is crying, 5 people will go and say, there, don't cry. Why not? Crying for God is desirable. Ramakrishna Paramhans used to say, people shed buckets and buckets of tears for the world, but who really cries for God? It's a very rare individual who cries for God. Sri Maharaji has taught this lesson so well. So in Sri Maharaji's satsang, there are a lot of tears being shed. They have to be shed. It's not that it's not for show. It's just because and it's not a huge thing, it's a big thing. No, it's a normal thing. How can you sing the names of God, glories of God, without shedding tears? That is a surprising thing. That is surprising. It's not surprising that someone should be crying. It's surprising that someone is not crying. How is it that you're not crying? How is it that you're not restless? How is it that you have Prem Ras Madira songs, Radha Govind Geet songs, Shama Sham Geet songs? You have all these. Braj Ras Madhuri Kirtans, and you're not crying when singing them? So that is a surprising thing. So tears must be present. They must be in the eyes. If they don't come, we have to bring them in the eyes. How? Feel badly about that. Why am I not crying? I've heard this again and again, that tears are what attracts God. Tears. He's attracted by tears. Why am I not crying? I'm not serious. Why am I just joking around with this? Why am I just paying lip service to him? Until when will I just pay lip service? When will I become serious? What am I waiting for? We have to scold the mind. What are you waiting for? Feel badly about it. At least we should feel badly. I have not done any Roop Dhyan. And we shouldn't say, I haven't done any Roop Dhyan, same old, same old. No. Cry about it. Shed tears. Become serious. If not now, then when? Because our mind is thinking, some other time. But our mind was thinking this 1,000 births ago too. Some other time. It was thinking 10,000 lifetimes ago, the same thing, some other time. Because we have lived countless times. This is not our first time we are born. So no one should think, I'm just a child. Why should I be interested in all this? You're a child now. But you are old. You've been middle-aged. You have faced birth and death countless times. So now you're a child, but you have done this countless times, and countless times you have lived, and now you're going to say you're a child, and that gives you a pass? No. I'm just a teenager. My life is something different. No, that doesn't give you a pass. You have been born countless times. Whatever age you're at, that is the best age to practice devotion. So, if we wish to make progress, spiritual progress, because we are very, very focused on material progress, very focused. If we are spiritually focused as well, then Roop Dhyan will be done on a regular basis. It's not a once in a while sort of thing. Once a week I do Roop Dhyan. It's an everyday thing, every day. Otherwise the mind gets out of practice, and the mind is attracted to the world. So daily practice is a must for us, if we want to be serious. If you say, I don't want to be serious, then ignore all this. But if you do wish to be serious, then you have to do that every day. Because when will this opportunity present itself again? When will we get the human birth again? Sri Maharaj Ji has said very clearly, when he was asked, will I get a human birth again? Sri Maharaj Ji said, if you spend more than half your time in your life thinking of God, you are sure to get a human birth. So Jagat Guru Uttam has spoken. That means his words are the law. His words are the Vedas. He's all about the Vedas and Vedic scriptures. He knows them inside out. So his words are the words of the Vedas. So he has spoken. He has told us this. Now it's up to us to do what is needed to do. So if the mind is saying, some other time, when will I get the human birth again? Then when I'm born a human, what kind of family will I be born in? Then will I get a powerful guru like Jagat Guru Uttam Shri Kripaluji Maharaj? God himself came to earth in the form of 5th Jagat Guru. Will I get this privilege again? Will I get this privilege again? We must think about this. Will I get to hear this again? Next time around, I may forget all this. Will I hear it again? What certainty do I have? All I know is, all that is certain is the present. So I must seize the present. I must use the present. I must use it to the best of my ability. I must put in the hard work. How hard we work to get something in the world. How diligently we work to get something worldly, to get money and things that money can buy. How hard we work for that. The question now to ask is, am I working as hard to get the spiritual property? To get the love of God, to get the darshan of God, to get His direct seva, how hard am I working? That is a question that we need to ask ourselves. Again, if we want to get somewhere in spiritual life, if we wish to make progress, we need to ask this question. We need to answer this question. And we need to, if the answer is, well, I'm slacking, I'm not so careful, then we must ask ourselves, where do I want to be? I don't know how long my life is. If it were to end today, what will I be deserving of? Another human birth? Have I done enough sadhana? Have I done enough seva? Have I done enough satsang? Be truthful to yourself. Ask yourself these questions. If my life ends today, what will I be deserving of in my next life? Will I get the human form? Have I done enough devotion to deserve that? Have I been diligently doing sadhana? Have I done Rup Dhyan? That is a question I leave you with. This question must be asked by anyone who is a serious aspirant, a serious practitioner of bhakti, especially someone who says, I have a guru, and my guru is Jagat Guru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj. This question must be asked. Boliye Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki Jai.